So I am just talking off the cuff here, with no planning or scripting or whatever. But I'm just thinking about how our lives are and how it's enabled by the achievements of men, almost exclusively. Excuse me, it's hard to talk at the moment. But it's just amazing what men have accomplished in our lives, and the way our lives are is enabled by the efforts and achievements of men. And it starts from very basic things and goes on to very large, complicated things. So in your house is the bed you sleep on, and the pillow your head rests on, and the blanket. The fibers that these things are made of are produced by men. And the technologies, the mechanical technologies to produce pillows and pillowcases and duvets and mattresses and headboards and whatever is all produced by men. The bed springs and the wood and metal are produced from the efforts of men. And it's the raw effort in terms of getting the materials, like chopping trees down or whatever. And it's also in the design and the construction and the building. These things almost entirely done by men, and this is never acknowledged. We never seem to realize how everything, pretty much, in the world in which we live is produced, maintained, and designed, invented by men. And the house you live in, the stairs that you walk down, the door handle, and the door itself, and the pathway that you walk down, laid by men. And you get into your car, and the car is designed and built by men. And the petrol that makes the car function is produced by men who get it out of the ground in some country far away. And you drive down roads that are built and maintained by men. And the traffic lights are operated and run by men, and the electricity to power the traffic lights produced by the work of men. And you go into your office in a building, and that's built by men. And you sit at a desk, once again built by men. And you operate a computer designed and run by men. The list goes on, and virtually everything, as I say, is produced, designed, and maintained by men. And this is never acknowledged. We never seem to appreciate it. And I think it's worth pointing out, because the badness in men seems to be pointed out quite frequently and quite regularly, quite in depth. We seem to acknowledge how men can be bad. But the greatness of men is never acknowledged. We don't seem to appreciate how much of our lives is made possible by the work of men. And it's increased in value, and our lives are made better by the work of men. And this is never acknowledged. We simply don't seem to realize how our lives are fantastic because of the work of men.